This is Jeffrey T. Vertiller back with another video on the topic of service management leadership. Today's topic has to do with SOX, SOX Control, SOX Audit, all those fun topics. Let's back up just a smidge. What is SOX? SOX is Sarbanes-Oxley. It's the Sarbanes-Oxley Act that came into being after the demise of Enron. Do you all remember that oil and gas company down in Houston where they were cooking the books, and their audit team, Arthur Anderson, which is now called Accenture, did not catch, they missed. That's why they had to rename themselves. So most people nowadays don't put those together. They missed how the books were cooked. And so they created a scheme in which the stock price was overly inflated. So how does that impact you today? I'm glad you asked. Well, SOX controls are built into your change management process. And so you'll have SOX and PCI and HIPAA and all those controls that are built into your change management process. And so your change management process will have usually 3 or 4 components. Let's list them. So your first one is, how did you get the request? It needs to be outside of IT. If it's inside IT, IT has to be the customer. Somebody has to request a change. And let's go back one step. There are certain configuration items within your CMDB that need to be flagged as SOX or HIPAA or PCI. So when we have a change to one of those CIs, there needs to be a requester. And that requester needs to be different than the person who's implementing the change. Okay? So it shows that Joe's not doing this all by himself to take down the company or make the company look better than it is. So we're only worried about CIs that are SOX, and usually those are the ones that impact your financial systems, financial reporting, things of that nature. Second of all, there needs to be many companies call it a peer code review, just to make sure malicious code isn't getting into the system, which would then cook the books. Third of all is there is an approval of test plans and test results by the business or somebody representing the business. And lastly, an approval by that same entity to take this change to production. That sounds like a lot, isn't it? But most of this is done through task within your ITSM tool, and it's made very easy. But, there's a few hangups, and let me just go through them with you. Mainly, IT auditors get squirmish. Squirmish when they see lack of segregation of duty by the testing and putting things into production. They get squirmish when the ITSM tool is not the source of record. If you ever want to have an argument with an IT auditor, not that that's joyous or anything, just start asking if they think that the ITSM tool is a SOX CI. Most auditors will be very adamant because it is the source of record which keeps, bear with me on this logic, they think the source of record is a SOX CI because it holds all of the other SOX CIs. It's the source of record. It's like a bank account holding all the transactions, so to speak. Does that make sense? Hopefully. So whether you're doing change control, which is just the approval right before it goes in production, it needs these elements, or you have change management that's a lot broader, and you're going through the life cycle of that change request, you still need to abide by those same few requirements. And so hopefully this is a big help. I hope it is. That will help you become compliant, stay compliant in a nice, easy way with your IT auditors, whether internal or external. This is Jeffrey T. Vertiller. Thank you for joining us on this service management leadership video. Please like or share the video, subscribe to the channel, give us some feedback. We would love to hear from you. Thank you. Bye.